From keeping the streets safe to fighting supernatural phenomena, these are my favourite comic book heroes. Don't talk to me about great directors if you don't know about these 5 women, one of which is the first in Hollywood and perhaps the world to direct a movie that grossed over $100 million. Consequently, she is also the second woman to direct a movie that crossed the $100 million mark. These are my favourite screen comedians, those who exhibit their own unique funny as they act in front of a camera. Here are 6 fantasy sci-fi directors that have influenced cinema and in some cases have pushed the boundaries of the genre. Kick-Ass 2 is not a brand new adventure, it continues from the first film with only a little bit of time having been spent. What we see is that the persona of Kick-Ass has inspired other members of the public to don masks to go out into the streets and fight crime. But it's also inspired the Red Mist, aka the Motherfucker, to seek revenge for the killing of his father. And anybody that's associated with Kick-Ass is also going to be targeted. These real and fictional iconic figures were the most influential to me as a child and still inform or entertain me in some way today. So finally, a film has been made about one of my favourite musical artists of all time. But is Get On Up, the James Brown story, a case of I feel good, or is it a case of foolish things? Hey. Which cinematic nasty kept you up at night, making you think that the dressing gown hanging on the back of your door was a monster? Well, by box office receipts, the following movies are the 10 most lucrative horror franchises circa 2017. There seems to be a general consensus among sci-fi and fantasy writers that the future will be a bleak, hellish existence, either controlled by robots or a regime that doesn't care about the people. Here are some of the worst dystopias in film. Not all films that need a remake are movies that didn't make the grade. In some cases, new technology would vastly improve the vision, or new levels of physical skill would take the action to the next level. In other cases, some films might have had a good premise, but they were ruined in their execution. Here are some movies that could do with a remake or a remix.